said that times like this were a challenge for the players. How do you think they responded?
Oh, they were great. The energy, top to bottom, everybody who's in a uniform played. I thought the energy, the spirit was high. Even when they took the lead, I thought the guys stayed together. So the newcomers, the guys who've been here, they played their heart out tonight. And I thought losing the lead, we've, have let those things affect us. I thought, tonight it didn't affect us. And we played with, two new guys out there during that time. So a lot of growth.
What specifically impressed you about those two new guys?
Just the energy. Also their spirit, they're fighting for something. And so I thought Theo and Marquise were great. Just the energy, ball movement, and just being themselves. They helped us win this game. And so we're going to need that from here on out, because you just never know who's going to test positive, who's out. So we'll see.
How are those guys?
Oh, no worries.
How Theo and Chris, how are they able to do that? I mean, these are guys that were basically on the streets, and now they're in the middle of a big game.
Well, I don't know if they were on the streets, but they played, and they're basketball players, and it showed. I thought Theo was great moving the ball, talking, both sides of offense and defense, and then Chris, his athletic ability, he had a heck of an offensive tip in the first half, and I thought he did a really good job defensively on Cat.
All right, anything else in the room? All right, Nick, one more Zoom. Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Coach, one more for me. I'm curious what your thoughts are on Marquise Chris. You left him in there late. He had just got signed today. What did you see from him, specifically defending Karl-Anthony Towns, that made you decide to leave him in late in the game?
Well, I thought he did a really good job early in the game, and so with the defensive assignment of just trying to make it hard for him to make a catch, I thought he did a great job, and so I know Marquise from his career, so I trusted him, and I thought he would respond, and he did a great job.
So Theo, describe this whirlwind. I mean, was just yesterday you kind of these guys?
Yeah, I mean, it was one I'll probably never forget. I'm about to leave for the showcase with Maine. We had played the night before, and we got guys who were trying to prepare because, there was money on the line because we made it. We were second seed. We had a really good team. We had a really good team to win it, and literally an hour before we're going to the airport, my agent texted me. I was playing Madden, but so I'm like not paying attention to my phone, and I look at my phone. He texted me like, "Yo, don't go nowhere," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then told me I was coming to Dallas, and then the rest is history. It's a blessing. It really is a blessing.
You said you're going home. You want to go home after this, but I mean, I assume that's a hotel. Like, how do you?
Yeah, that's the hotel. I just think about the bed.
Yeah.
I'm just going to lay down. I'm going to lay down.
How do you pack for 10 or 20 days like that? Not
The crazy thing is, which is, it's crazy how God works things out. I packed a lot anyway because I was going to Vegas, the showcase, and we had a break after. So, and then we had a road trip after that. So I had to pack a lot anyway. So then I was already packed up. I'm like, I guess the Lord knew I was going somewhere, but it just wasn't going to be Vegas. And I'm not glad I missed Vegas either. So it's crazy how everything worked out.
When did you actually land in Dallas, and what does prep look like when there's not a shoot around in practice?
So I met him in Minnesota, and then I flew in with him.
Okay.
The other day. But then I literally, there wasn't many conversations. Yesterday came in, worked out, said hello to everybody, went home, came back this morning, got some shots up. We came in for film early, had a little walkthrough, went out there and played basketball.
All right, anything else?
Did you expect you would get this much playing time when you first came?
I knew I was gonna get some looks. I didn't know I was gonna get that much playing time, but I was ready. Like I said, I give a testament to back at UNC, just going, we had all types of pros come back in the summer where you just had to figure it out and play basketball. There's no set plays. Like, they were calling stuff, I had no idea what it was. I'm just reading my teammates. Like, I have a pretty good IQ. I'm not trying to brag on myself, but I have a pretty good IQ. I can read stuff pretty quickly and just play off that. I mean, most action is a fluff at first, and then what do? You get to a pick and roll, and then you just move off that. So I was just reading off my teammates. They trusted me, and that's a testament to those guys and the coaching staff. And they told me to just go out there and let it rip, go play basketball. They knew what I could do, so I'm glad they gave me the opportunity. I'm glad I'm here.
All right, we have one on Zoom from Valencia, then we'll let you get to that bed. Go ahead, Valencia.
Hey, pleasure to meet you via Zoom. Valencia King with Real Talk Sports. You mentioned God knew that you were gonna, need those extra clothes when you were packing.
Mm-hmm.
For those Mavs fans who may not know you yet, can you talk about how your faith has kind of just kept you in this game?
Oh, big time. It's one of those things where you've been in the league 3 years and then didn't get picked up all summer. Went to training camp with Boston. Thought I played pretty well through a preseason, but still just on a G League contract. And it's one of those things where I just kept my faith and just understanding I'm here for a reason. And I don't regret, I don't take what I went through in Maine for granted at all. Like, I had a blast. Those guys there, I talked to the rest of my life. I mean, great people, and I think that's what made it a whole lot easier. Still talk to them. Everyone texts me congratulations after they found out I got the call up. So when you have a good group in a situation like that where everyone's trying to get to the next level, it makes it a whole lot easier. And God put us all together to meet each other and just, I guess, make each other lives better and more fun.
Benson was just saying, there were times that he had no idea what was being called out there. How do you think those guys played, given the circumstances?
Amazing. They gave us energy. They played hard, especially for not knowing, what we're doing. With a day's notice or even less than that, props to them. That's the type of stuff that makes a true professional, when to come in and not really know what you're doing, but to just play as hard as you can and basically kind of hope for the best. And they played great, and we applaud them for it.
Given the circumstances, how much do you guys have to, I don't want to say dummy down, but, almost play a pickup style of game?
I think for us, we just try and, I think the best offense for us is when we play great defense and run. We get shots and we run. That's the best offense, not just for us, but around the league. And so if we're able to do that, it kind of makes the game easier and simple. But I don't think we really had to dumb it down. I just think that when we called stuff running on the court, guys are just telling guys where to go as best they can. And like I said, hope for the best.
What was that like for you guys, to be out there with two guys that you haven't had any practice time with?
It's tough. But I mean, like I said, that's true professionalism, the way they conduct themselves and being able to just go out there, like I said, not really knowing what to expect, but just to play as hard as they can. They did that, and I guess we applaud them for it, and hopefully they can continue to do it for us.
How would you describe the chaos of the last few days? You've lost a few guys, and then a few hours before today, you guys lose 10.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't really know what you can do, but just try and stay safe. Obviously, we have jobs to do as basketball players to go out there and play, but I think the best part about it is that they're okay. And then we're going to just pray for a speedy recovery, not just for them, but around the league and around the world. Just got to get through this time.
All right, we have one on Zoom. Daniel?
Yes, Jay, what kind of changes defensive doing for today? Because I see more aggressive Mavericks, especially 11 steals, 3 from you, 4 for Bison. So what changes from this game?
I think our biggest our biggest difference was just our energy and our intensity. It was very similar coverages. We tried to stick with, but we just tried to play with better intensity. I think when we play with great energy, and whether we do a coverage right or wrong, our effort and our intensity can make up for it. So as long as we continue to do that, just throughout the year, as much as we can, it's going to put us in a great position.
What'd you like about the energy from the new guys?
I think they played amazing, man. Theo coming out again with 4 steals. Marquise, they just had to learn plays on the fly. They did a great job tonight. Just even if you don't know the plays, just play hard. You could cover for yourself, and I think they did that.
What's that like for you guys, Dorian? 2 new guys out there that you're not familiar with.
We just know we got to talk a lot more because, they don't know all the sets and even the defensive principles. So, you'll see like early in the game, Theo and stuff was a little late on, on help defense, but they picked it up as the game went on. They smart guys, and I knew Theo. I've been playing against both of them guys for about 5 years, so they're pretty smart guys.
For those of us who are not behind the scenes, describe, so what's the pregame like now? When did you meet those guys? Did you walk through anything?
Man, I think Marquise got here this morning, so I don't even think he got a chance. I ain't see him till the game time, and I seen Theo yesterday. Man, in Minnesota, he was there, but he couldn't play. So they did a great job tonight, though. Like I said,
no film watching or anything?
We got to watch film one time before the game and walked through a couple plays. Had an early meeting before the game and had to play. I mean, can't make no excuse. We knew they had guys out too, so it was just gonna be the team that played the hardest. And we knew them from last game, so we knew they sets. We just had to come out with the energy. We knew they 2 guys that bring energy was out, so we had to match their intensity.
What were you thinking about your game, like at halftime or early in the game? You really kind of picked up the pace later in the game.
I feel like got open looks, but it just ain't go in the first half. But I knew guys was out, so I knew I was probably gonna be taking more shots than I usually do, and I still turned down shots in the first half, and guys on the team was yelling at me like, I don't care if you miss 10, shoot it. So I just try to come out and keep shooting it.
What does that do for you guys' confidence knowing that you can win a game under these kind of circumstances?
We NBA players. I feel like we all go out there knowing we're gonna put up a good chance to win the game. Everybody in there play hard. When we move the ball, it don't matter who on the court. I feel like we can score, and I feel like we've been playing a lot better defense.